Firstly, for the topic creation of agency by ratification, you must know about the prerequisites. There are two prerequisites that must be known. Firstly, an agent who was duly appointed has exceeded his authority. Or the secondly, a person who has no authority to act for the principal has act as if he has the authority. For the detail, we can refer to section 149 of the Contract Act 1950. This section explains that where acts are done by one person on behalf of another but without his knowledge or authority, he may elect to ratify or to disown the act. If he ratifies them, the same effect will follow as if they had been performed by his authority. Refer to section 150 of the Contract Act. For this section, when the principal accepts and confirms such a contract, the acceptance is called ratification. Ratification may be expressed or implied. So, the effect is the principal has an option to reject the contract since he has not authorized it, and the agent will be personally liable to the third party or accept the submit. The ratification of contract. The contract is binding on the principal as if the agent had been properly authorized beforehand, and ratification has a retrospective effect.
There are several of conditions under which ratification can be made. First, the act or contract must be unauthorized. Second, the unauthorized contract must be one recognized by law. Next, the agent must at the time of the contract expressly act as an agent for the principal. Section 149 of the Contract Act 1950. The case Kitley, Max and Co. v. Duran 1901, which is the fact Roberts, an agent, was unauthorized by the appellant to buy wheat at a certain price. However, Roberts had exceeded his authority by buying the wheat at a higher price than authorized, and buying it in his own name but intending it for Kitley. Kitley agreed to take the wheat at the price but failed to take delivery. The help, Kitley was not liable to Duran, which is the third party. This is because Kitley had not ratified Robert's contract since Robert at the time of the contract did not profess to act as agent.
Fourth, the agent must have a principal who is in actual existence or capable of being ascertained when the contract is made. In case Kellner vs. Lecter, 1866, it was held that a contract to buy a hotel made by an agent on behalf of a company, which was about to be firm, could not be ratified by that company. This is because the company did not exist at that time. Therefore, the agent was held liable for the contract unless the third party agreed to release him. Section 65 of the Company Act 2016, a contract entered into by a company or its agent prior to formation may be ratified by the company after its formation. Next, the principal must have contractual capacity at the time when the contract is made and at the time of ratification. 6. The principal must, at the time of ratification, have full knowledge of all material facts, unless it can be shown that he intends to ratify the contract, wherever the fact may be, and assume responsibility for them.
Next, partial ratification may allow only full act or contract that principal ratified. As stated in Section 152 of Contract Act 1950, when the time of ratification, the principal acknowledges of all material facts that related to the contract that has been made unless the contract is ratified without considering taking any fact. The second last is, ratification must be made within a reasonable time. For example, case Metropolitan Asylum Board, which is IZHAM and signed in year 1819. It was held that the principal purported ratification on agent's contract to buy eggs without authority 1 week after void. And the last one is the ratification must not injure a third party. For example, it must not subject to the third party to damage or terminate his right or interest.
From this chapter, we have learned about the section 159 of the Contract Act 1950 and section 150 of the Contract Act 1950. Then we have learned about conditions under which ratification can be met. There are 8 conditions that we can make. First, the act or contract must be unauthorized. Second, the unauthorized contract must be one recognized by law. Third, the agent must at the time of the contract expressly act as an agent for the principal. Fourth, the agent must have a principal who is in actual existence or capable of being uncertain when the contract is made. Fifth, the principal must have contractual capacity at the time when the contract is made and at the time of ratification. Sixth, the principal must at the time of ratification have full knowledge of all material facts unless it can be shown that he intends to ratify the contract whatever the facts may be and assume responsibility for them. Seventh, the principal must ratify at the whole act or contract and partial ratification is not allowed. Seventh, ratification must be made within a reasonable time. Eighth, the last one, the ratification must not injure a third party. It must not subject to the third party to damage or terminate his right or interest. Section 153 and illustration. That's all from us. Thank you.